talking. I am talking, talking. Started talking, talking. I am talking, talking. Started talking, talking. I am talking, talking. Started talking. Okay, today I'm going to talk about my sexuality and a tragic moment in my life when I got raped and that. Okay, so it was when I was 11 or 12. I kind of had a friend. I wasn't really doing, basically, we were just experimenting sexually, just doing things. So, like, he would come over, we would play video games like normal friends, whatever. Then sometimes, like, we would experience, like, I don't know, just take my pants off, I'll take his pants off. I would penetrate him more than he would penetrate me. And then we just playing with each other. We really didn't do anything serious. But I actually didn't really get raped until I was like 12 by my neighbor, and he was my neighbor's son. He was 15 and I was 12. So he well, first we met, I used to be a Jehovah's Witness, but I'm not no more. So we met at the Kingdom Hall, whatever, and then, like, I would just be playing with him, just following him, nothing serious. I didn't really like him, whatever, just something to do. So, and then we became friends, or whatever, so he took interest in me, and he been coming to my house. He would come to my house, like, every morning, because his mother would work she would work at night, so she needed to sleep during the day. So he would come to our house in the morning and go to school from our house like I did. So, like, my mother, she would go to work. Of course, my dad would be asleep. He's like a real heavy sleeper. So, then, I'm not going to say his name, but he would make his way to my room while I'm laying down. And then, like, he would scare me to wake me up. And then, like, I was scared because he was taller, he was bigger than me and a lot older than me. And I didn't, like, what he was doing, it didn't feel right. So, and, like, he would hold my mouth shut, and then, like, I would try to escape out the room. So he would like, while I'm walking out the room, he would pull my underwear or my pants down, whatever, and then he would grab my dick or try to bite it, whatever. So it would make me stop. And then, yeah. And then I had no choice. I didn't know what to do because I didn't know what he was capable of doing. So it's kind of a crazy topic to talk about. So he pushed me under my bed and was stuck on my dick, whatever. It felt really weird, and like he was holding me to the bottom. I was under the bed. He was holding me under there, so he couldn't do that. And it was kind of like I didn't know what to do at that point because I was trying to get my dad's attention. He was a heavy sleeper. I know it's a long story. It's kind of crazy. So, and then, like, after that happened, I remember one time I went to the kitchen and he pushed me to the wall and he did that again. So, he pushed me to the wall. So he tried to suck my dick again, whatever, and he held me down, whatever. And then my sister, she was kind of I don't know, sleepwalking or whatever. She almost walked in, so he hurried up and left me alone or whatever, and I pulled my pants up, whatever. So it was just kind of a weird feeling. And then, like, one time, like, he would come in my room when I was asleep, and then, of course, he would penetrate me. And then, like, I would start screaming. He would hold my mouth, whatever. And then I remember once he had, like, a thumbtack or whatever. He kept sticking me and poking me. And I couldn't call for help or nothing because I told you my dad was a heavy sleeper. And I tried to get his attention. He wouldn't wake up. So I just had to deal with it. I didn't know what else to do because I was just young, crazy, and like, okay, you know, whatever, whatever. And he would be abusive sometimes when I wouldn't let him do what he did to me. So I had no other choice to know what to do. So I had to take whatever. So basically, to make a long story short, this been going on. This was going on for a while, and I just going on for like a year, and I just didn't know what to do, and finally I got the courage to tell my mother. So I told my parents, and then like, well, basically, and they Kingdom Hall, like they just talk to you, like it's kind of like a church, like they just talk to the elders, they talk to you, and so nothing really happened. Nobody pressed charges or nothing. We just talked. Their parents talked to my parents, the elders talked to my parents, and then my dad felt guilty, whatever. He didn't know what was going on. So basically, it's going on like a year and a half in his house. So he wasn't able to come over no more. So yeah, my first time experiencing that, but not willing, was when I was 12 years old. So that's that. And after that, I guess when I was in school, I was kind of bi, I'm guessing. I wasn't really gay or straight. I was bi or whatever. I like both, but I was. So in school, I didn't start doing like touching, going touchy feely until I got to middle school, which with girls and boys, mainly with girls. But there was just one boy who would touch me all the time. He would sit on my desk at school. He would get behind me in line, and he would um, rub up against me. I kind of liked it. And then there was a girl named Ralisa. She took my pants off. She was feeling my butt once in school. I thought it was weird. And there was another girl I did something with, and it was kind of was on the Anyway, so I was mainly bisexual. That's why I mainly am now. So when I grew up, and I didn't start experiencing with like dating boys, whatever, until I graduated high school. I was just stuck on people in my school, but mainly on girls, not really on boys. Until I graduated high school, then I started experiencing. I was all over the place. Anyway, I don't want to talk about that. But I've calmed down now from what I used to be like. So like when I'm in relationships, mainly with like boys, whatever. Like my last relationship with a girl, that was in 2015 January. I was dating a boy and a girl, and I had a boy on the side. It was funny. So but the one I had on the side, he was okay with it, kind of, sorta. We were just fuck buddies, fuck friends. So and then like my relationships, I've had more than one person ask me, you need to choose which one you want to be with. You want to be with a boy or a girl? And I was like, oh, well, I'm with you right now, so boy. So I'm with you. So anyway, I didn't know how to take that thing. And also, I was one of my recent, probably like 2 years ago, relationship. He no, yeah, we was doing something, and then he was like, you got raped when you was younger, haven't you? And I cried, and then he was like, oh, you did. And I was like, how'd you know? He was like, well, because you're just doing too much. Like, so I was like, oh, okay. So, and then I stopped crying. We talked about it and everything. So, yep, that's that. And, well, really, I don't know if I'm supposed to be. Somebody asked me a question that they found out about before. I told them about it. They was like, so you was really supposed to be straight, wasn't you? And I was like, I don't know how to answer that. Was I not? Because I always liked boys, but not really into them like I was into girls. So I guess, I don't know. I guess I was supposed to be straight or curious, by curious or something. But right now I'm still biased. Like who I'm with, it depends. If I'm around girls more, then yeah, if I'm around boys more. So I'm not straight. I'm not gay. I'm just in the middle. Wow. But people say that I'm gay, and like, well, it depends on what I'm around. I'm versatile, so I can change my attitude. Looking at the camera time, I can change to whatever my surroundings are. Like, people may see me like you're gay, like, but like really, I'm not gay. People are like, no, you're gay. I'm like, okay. Bring me around a certain crowd, you'll see how I act. Like, I can act certain ways, certain times. But most of the time, I act gay, whatever. And, like, the girls that I've dated before, they knew I was, well, no, one girl said I was gay, but the other one said I was kind of bi because I liked her and we did what we did. So, and then this other girl, rich girl, she was like, you gay? I was like, no, I'm not. So I met her on Tagged, and then we was talking. I went to her house. I stayed at her house for a few nights, and she kept saying, I like gay people. I was like, well, I can show you that I'm not gay. So I kind of showed her. Well, I didn't. I showed her that night, of course. I did a lot. That night, I was shocked. Like, my mom was nice. She would. Look, okay, 11 minutes. Okay. So she would take me over there to her house and pick me up in the morning sometime. And then my mom would have this talk with me about you're not supposed to be having premarital sex and whatever. And like I didn't want to hear it. I was like, okay, I know. I don't want to hear it. Also, I'm sorry. I keep going different subjects. I just thought about something else. When I was younger, I wore glasses and contacts, and I had my glasses on. So I didn't have my contacts or glasses on. So I went in the living room, and then I started watching porno. Then I started playing with myself and up in the couches and stuff. I did not know my mother was right there looking at me. So I did what I did, and then she got my attention. And I was like, oh, how long was you there? And she was like, I saw what you did. So like this story right here, I keep going from subject to subject. I'm sorry. This was when I was younger. So she was like, I saw what you was doing. And I was like, oh, okay. So she sat down with me and had a talk with me. This was when I was around like 14, 13 years old. So she had this talk with me about having sex, girls, well, about girls. So she was like, well, what I remember from what she told me, she was like, girls are going to ask you out. And girls are going to want to, like, no, they're not. And she was like, yes, they will. Well, maybe it did happen. Yes, they did, of course. So she had this long discussion with me. But I'm glad we had a discussion. So I guess it was a good thing that I went in the living room and did what I did. Because my parents never had no discussion with me like that until that moment that I guess, basically, that's about my sexuality and my how I started in sexual life, how I started and stuff. And I want to share another. Okay, so I want to share another moment when I was like 15, 16. So I was always like, I'm not gonna say promiscuous, but we lived in an apartment building. So I would always be in my underwear and my shirt. So, well, I could have been younger. So, I always go to the laundry room, go downstairs in my underwear and my shirt, just walk downstairs, run downstairs, go to the laundry room because nobody would be in the hallway. I would get dressed in the laundry room. I know nobody would really be in there hardly. So this one night, I decided to be nosy. I heard some noise in the hallway. It sounded like something was going on over there. So I had a tight shirt and some underwear on. I went out in the hallway, opened the door, and peeped out the door. There was this drunk man sitting over there. He was staring at me, and then he started coming to my door, kind of fast. So I I tried to shut the door, but I couldn't. So he made his way into my apartment. I thought I was gonna get raped. I was like, oh my god, what the fuck am I gonna do? So he grabbed me, and we was in the kitchen. He was like, make me something to eat, and like I didn't know what to do right then. I was scared, and of course my parents were home, but I don't know if they were asleep or did they see it and was this on purpose that they let this happen. I don't know what it was. Anyway, so I was kind of like shocked. So I was like, so he was like, make me something to eat. And then I was like, okay. So he went in the office. He started undressing, and I was like, can you put your clothes on, please? Because you got really have to go. So he wasn't listening. I was like, please put your clothes on. So he was like, put your clothes on. I'll make you something to eat, whatever. And then it was like, so he put his clothes on. He really just wanted something to eat. I don't know what it was. So he put his clothes on, and then I made him a plate, made him something to eat. I put it out in the hallway so I can leave the apartment. So we got it, and then he went over there, got his food, whatever. So I shut the door real fast, and then I went to sleep. So I went back in the house, and I was like really scared. And then I went in my room, tried to go to sleep, and just went to sleep. Like that was a real scary moment. Like my life is crazy. And then like recently, hold on, what time is it? 15, 16. We got 2 more minutes, whatever. Anyway, so I'm just making another video. So another sexual encounter. When I get my hair done and I look nice and like what I put on, it's not my fault. Like I've had men drive behind me home, try to pick me up. Like no thanks. Like it was always like at moments that I'm tired, so I get more irritated. They get my nerves. Like this one man, he drove down Susan Parkway and followed me all the way home. And of course, you know what he asked me, some like nasty questions, or somebody would ask me, do I want to smoke? I was like, no, I don't want to smoke with you. Like, I'd be like, I don't know you. And yeah, so Suitland is crazy. There's a lot of undercover gay people or whatever in Suitland, which gets to my nerves. Especially like, okay, when I go to Penn Station Shopping Center, like there's this man, like somehow he always sees me, and I've only went to his car once. That was my first time. And he was asking me, he was like, where you live? And I'm like, I lied because I didn't live in Suitland at that time, but I was in Suitland. So I was like, well, I'm here. And he was like, we should do, basically he wanted to have sex with me, whatever. So I told him, I can't have company. Basically, I just tried to get a ride home. Basically, I didn't get a ride home. I got a ride to Foreman Mills where I went to go get some clothes. I was like, I'll call you later. So I lied. I gave him a fake number. So then I went to Foreman Mills, went shopping, and that's that right there. Okay, so I'm done talking about my sexuality and sexual encounters. If it was, how many more minutes do I got? Oh, shit. So, if you have any comments about this, you can comment on it, whatever, message me, or, I don't know, whatever you do. Tell me if this was interesting, if it was boring, but I'm getting ready to have to get back to work, so I have to hurry and make this video. Okay, it's getting ready to be over. I will make another. Okay. So, yeah. I'm sorry. You should have told that I was. I mean, really, people ask me, like, you're not uncomfortable talking about what happened to you before when you got raped and stuff. I was like, not really. It happened. So, I'm fine with talking about it. So, yeah, people find that weird about me. Like, but like, if you ask me a question, ask me did I get raped or whatever before, I'll answer it. I'll tell you what happened. I'm not ashamed because it happened. It happens to a lot of people. I'm over it. Like, that was a long time ago. So, oh gosh. I tell people all my business. Oh, well, not all my business, but stories that happened to me and stuff that is happening to me now. So, like, right now, I'm not really as sexual as I used to be. I know, so. Actually, kind of. Yeah, I used to be, but now since I'm focused on work, I'm doing college online. I have a lot of other stuff in my life that I'm not really focused on that aspect. But I kind of am, but not. Well, no, I am, but not as much as before. Okay. Whew. You could probably tell I was kind of nervous talking about what I was talking about. You probably can, you probably can't. Let me know if you did or you didn't. Because, like, basically, I'm just trying to make this video because I'm at work right now. And I gotta hurry up and get back to work. So, whew. I didn't think I was gonna be able to talk about all that in this little period of time. So, this is. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it or thought it was interesting. Hope you comment on it. If you don't, it's okay. If you do, you do. I'll reply to it. And I'll see y'all on my next show. Have a nice day, and we'll be back soon another time. And then, yeah, I was gonna do like a recap, what next week's show is gonna be about, but I ain't gonna do it. I'm still trying to figure this out. Like, even though I'm doing this my talk show. It's just like when it comes to me, it's not scripted or nothing like other people probably is. It just when it comes to my mind, that's what I'm gonna do. So basically, that's what this is. So, let's see. Yeah, I'll talk to y'all later. Have a nice day.